Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Megan, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I am super excited for this. Like, I can smell this going on right now, and my brain is like, yay, 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 yay. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yam around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, wearing super cool shirts, I have to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, this is actually a brand spanking new one. I just got this one a few hours ago. Boom! It is my brand new The Union Underground shirt. Woo! Which, if you're unfamiliar with the band The Union Underground, they came out, I believe, earliest would have been like late 90s, latest would have been like early 2000s, and they were part of kind of the nu metal scene during that period of time. They had some success. They put out an album, which, did pretty well for itself, not like huge numbers, but did okay. Famously, one of their songs was featured in WWE programming. I'll be 100% honest, though, I don't have that connection because I wasn't watching wrestling during that period, but I know a lot of people, that's like a big thing for them. And then they fucked off for like 20 years. Like, seriously, the whole thing just kind of fell apart, but for the first time, and again, 20 years, they finally went on tour, so I was able to see them perform last night, and it was amazing. It was like, yay! That's where I got the shirt from. It's also where I went over there and took a bunch of videos of their performance, as well as performances of the other bands, just in case maybe you're interested in seeing what a 20-year time difference would be for a band. Those videos are also available on this channel. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? Why am I super excited? Well, I'm trying out a brand new place, folks, because I headed out to a place called, boom, it is BNK. Yeah, BNK Thai and Sushi. Now, folks, if you know me, you know that I love me some Thai food, okay? And I don't feature sushi a lot, but I love sushi, too. So I was really excited for this. And I just wanted to mention real quick, because this is a local establishment, it's in Elmhurst, Illinois, this is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist. That playlist is just for local spots and stuff like that. So when I was looking through their menu, I'm like, I wanted something familiar, something that I could, harken back to. And I figure I'll start with the Thai part, because that's the first part. So we're doing, boom, it's this. What is this? We're going to take the lid off and try not to dump it all over ourselves. For the picture, it is, boom. Oh, yeah. These are some Drunken Noodles, a.k.a. Pad Ki Mao. It is a Thai dish, which consists of, and I'm going off of their definition, spicy stir-fried wide soft wheat noodles with basil leaves, bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, and garlic pepper sauce. You can go there, you get to choose the heat level. I just got it at medium heat. And then you also get to choose the protein. I went with beef. So these are beef, medium level heat, Pad Ki Mao, Drunken Noodles. Let's give it a go. Oh, and by the way, I've reviewed some Drunken Noodles before from a place called Charm Thai. Go watch that review. Fork. They gave me chopsticks, but I think chopsticks are more for the sushi. Like, I'm sure you could do it with this, but I don't know that Thailand uses chopsticks. All right, let's get some beef. Let's get some noodles. And, like, I love me some Pad Ki Mao, man. It is one of those things. Let's give it. Noodles are great. They're like the perfect consistency for what you want. They're soft. They practically melt in your mouth. Oh, that's so good. There is nothing. Oh, there's the heat. There is nothing that quite tastes like Pad Ki Mao. It is just one of those things. I'm so happy that I got into Thai food and that this is one of the dishes that I, kind of got into because I just love it, man. Noodles are super flavorful. You can definitely taste the basil and that garlic sauce. Um, the garlic almost, not only is it just really fragrant, almost gives a little added heat. Kind of accentuates the heat a little bit, and the basil sort of adds into that a little bit too. So the heat level being medium does put some heat at the back of your throat. I knew for me, like, I was gonna go for some heat, like, but I didn't want to go crazy with it because it's like, all right, it's my first time trying it. I want to be able to taste what's going on, but at the same time, I was not gonna not get some heat involved. But it's a very manageable heat. I like it. I think it's really good. And then let's try to highlight the beef a little bit. Beef is decent. I wish I could say that it's excellent. It's not quite as good as I was hoping. Mind you, it's not bad, but kind of two things. One, it's a little bit firmer than I was expecting. It's not chewy or anything, but typically when I've had pad ki mao in the past, like, the beef tends to be, not quite as, but almost as melt in your mouth as the noodles. Well, this a little extra firm, which honestly is fine. It creates a contrast of textures. My bigger issue with it is that it just, I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of flavor to stand out against everything else. Like, it's there, does taste like beef, but whereas the noodles are super flavorful and just, like, absolutely delicious. I think the noodles are perfect. The beef, I don't know, it feels a little bit more like an afterthought. And I get that, like, it kind of is, to a certain extent. Because ultimately, the dish is the noodles, the protein is something that you pick. But it's still good. Ooh, that heat, man. Right on the back of your throat. Really gets you. And as far as anything else is concerned, tomatoes are nice and fresh. Bell peppers are really good. Yeah, I think the only thing that lets it down just a little bit is the beef. I think flavor-wise, it just doesn't quite deliver to where I would like it to. And again, it's not saying it doesn't have flavor or that it's not contributing to the dish. It absolutely is. But compared to the rest of the dish, I just don't feel like it's standing out the way that, I personally would like it to. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? Now, am I going to get pad ki mao again? Absolutely. Pad ki mao is delicious and wonderful and amazing. Am I going to get pad ki mao from BNK Thai and Sushi again? That's the question. I think that I'm still going to go with yes. I think for me, this isn't the best pad ki mao that I've had, but it's more than serviceable. Like, it's definitely well above, like, I've had some bad pad ki mao, sadly. This is not that. Everything on here worked really well. Again, the only thing that let it down a little bit was the beef. But the noodles were perfect. Everything was super duper tasty. This is going to be a very, very filling dish for me, and I'm super happy about that because I'm very hungry. Yeah, I think I would go over there. It might not be my go-to dish for them, but at the same time, this is my first time trying them, so I'd like to explore their menu anyway. It might end up being the case that there might just be something else there that, I prefer. But this is still good pad ki mao. I enjoyed it. And then as to whether or not I would recommend it, I think pad ki mao is a little hard to recommend if you're not used to it anyway. Here's what I will say in regards to it. Because there's kind of two people to point to in this. Somebody who's never had it and somebody like me who, has had it and, with some level of frequency. If you've never had it and you're looking at it on BNK Thai's menu, What I will say, first of all, might want to go over there and get it without the heat, because even medium heat, it's got a little kick to it. If you're not into the heat, that could be off-putting. Um, and I think overall, though, I would still recommend it because, again, like, the very minimal issue that I've had with it, like, the rest of the dish is still still well represented, and I think that they did a good job with it. And I think that it is one of those things where, again, just to your heat level and stuff like that, but it could be something, because it's not fundamentally that unusual in its makeup, that if you're not used to Thai cuisine, this would be entirely abrasive to you. So I think in that regard, yeah. And I think if you're somebody who's over there who, again, maybe you do have some familiarity with it, again, it's not the outright best incarnation I've ever had of this, but it's considerably closer to the best than the worst. So, it's a little bit, we'll give it a B minus, right? 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly pad chemo-tastic rest of your life, because pad chemo is wonderful. It's amazing. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. Trust me. I know. When we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Here's what I want you to go out and do, folks. It is 100% true. Make sure that when you go to leave your house, make sure all your doors, windows, and all that good stuff are locked up tight. Because sadly, yesterday, after I got home from the show that I went to, turned out somebody had broken into my house. Now, thankfully, there really wasn't shit to take. Like, they clearly were looking for cash or something, and it's like, no. Yeah, I don't. But, just make sure, in my case, hey, my main concern was my animals. I want to make sure they were okay. Thankfully, they all were. But obviously, family members, stuff like that. Make sure, just take those extra precautions because stuff is stuff. But, life is precious and, just take care of yourselves. All right. Bye.